When Vue renders out the Vue instance, we also have what's similar to other JavaScript libraries is we have the ability to do these lifecycle hooks. So we can hook into the rendering out of this instance at any point within the lifecycle. And when we look at what we've got an option here, we've got the new view, we've got observed data, we've got the int events. So we can check to see if it's mounted, if the element has been mounted, and if it's not mounted, then we can take a look at that. We get passed through a false there. We've also got before it gets compiled, and this is essentially that whole life cycle of how that particular object is going to get rendered out. And then finally we've got compiled and ready. And this is when it's ready to go, and similar to if you're familiar with jQuery, so whenever the document object is ready, then we initiate our code. And we can do the same thing. We can hit and provide functionality at any point within this lifecycle. So I'll just show you how to do that. And we're probably not going to see too much happening here because the lifecycle is going to get rendered out fairly quickly, and we're not actually going to be able to see a lot of what's happening here. But either way, I'm going to show you how we can do jump in and tap into this lifecycle. So we've got our option for ready, so maybe we're just going to go ahead with ready. And it's going to be the same way that we've created these other objects within the instance. So we've got these paired values where we've got the name and then the value, name and the value. And this is going to be no different, where we've got the name and we've got the value. So rendered out as a function. And then whatever we've got within here is what's actually going to render it out. So we can maybe do console log and ready to go. So I'll show you what happens here, and as I said, it's probably going to be fairly instant here. So let's show you how that renders out, and we see that ready to go gets shown there, and then it continues to render out the rest of that console information. And this is how you can tap into that life cycle. So if you want to do a check to make sure that it's ready to go, you could tap into that. You can also change this to created, and this will set you up in a different part of the life cycle. So let's go back to here. So we've got created. So this one will run first. And maybe what I'm going to do is I'll leave that ready in there as well. So you have an option here to have multiple hooks into that life cycle. So let's do created at that point, and then here it's ready. So I'll just show you a quick demonstration of where we're getting in. And of course, because created is earlier on within this life cycle, this is where we can patch into it. And there's also that VM mount element, so we can get that information as well if we want to patch into that. And that's at that point, so that's even before it gets created as well. And if you need some more information on this, you can always refer to this lifecycle diagram here. So we've got created, we've also got before, compiled, and ready. And in the next lesson, we're going to look deeper into how we can work with Vue.js and the data binding, output HTML content, and a whole lot more. So that's coming up in the next set of lessons.